I am going to search all 4 of these rolls, 1995 rolls, in a video. First time ever. The reason I never got into doing these videos because I really don't want to get things started. I have a help community and I want people to go over there and post their images and ask their questions there, because the emails and phone calls, I don't want that. I mean, I can't see your coin. I've got to see that coin. You know, if you've got a 95 and you want me to see if it's a double die and you bring it in the shop, no problem. But anyways, the thing about these is that the only reason is they're shrink wrap. So they have not been searched. I bought these years ago and they've been sitting back there in a box. Never touched them. The guy that I bought these from looked for the errors and varieties. Okay, this would be a variety because it's a double die. There is one roll that has been took out of the shrink wrap. I doubt I'll find anything here. I doubt I'll find anything anyway. But these 3 here are all shrink wrap. They're in the plastic, but they're shrink wrap. So since he did not look at these, I'm going to look at these with all of us together. We're going to look at all 4 rolls. We're going to see if I can find anything. So here's the rolls. Like I said, I'm going to have to cut them open. This is what I use that we sell on our website. It's a loop. It's 10x. It's a triplet. And that's a jeweler's loop. And that means that lens is triplet made. A very clear lens. You can see the coins really good. That's what I recommend. If you are using microscopes and higher magnification than this and you don't have eye issues already, then you're going to see things you shouldn't see and they're not going to be valuable. You can see the double dies. Any double die that's worth money, you can see it with a 10x loop. Even sometimes naked eye, if you're that good. I can see them with naked eye. I have really good eyesight up close. So we're going to take these out. And like I said, they're shrink wrapped. Looks like a little bit of an issue there. Sometimes you'll see things like that on coins if they're stored improperly. So another thing that I want to show everyone. Now I got these out of the rolls. We have 3 shrink wrap 1995, no mint mark, which is normal. That means it was struck at Philadelphia Mint. Then you have the D for the Denver. So we're going to take a look over here at the price guide. And you have the 1995 double die obverse. And as you can see, if you find it in brown, it's just almost not worth sending off for grading. You are going to have a hard time getting a 67 at PCGS. So you want it red, and you want it at least in the 65 to 66 range. Since I don't have anything in these coins right now, this is what's left. This is kind of the profit. I set it up that way so that I wouldn't have anything in them if I sent them off for grading. I would really need to get a 66 to make it worthwhile to send it. Now the 95D double die obverse, that's the one that's worth the most. I mean, you talking $235, but it's more rare, very difficult to find. All you have to do is click these links right here, and you can look and see what they look like. You can see what the double die is. So what we're going to do, we're going to do that. We're going to take a look at the red. So that's what I have here, and this is going to show you what you're looking for. So you want to focus on the God, in God we trust, and especially the in God we, and then you want to focus on the Liberty. Okay, so that's the focal points. That's what they call the pickup points, the pups, pickup points. You look at those. You don't waste your time looking at the rest of the coin and saying, well, it looks different than the pictures. Then you probably have a strike doubled or mechanically doubled coin, okay? Because these double dies have been around for a while. We know which ones they are. There's only so many for this year, and there's only 2 that's really worth a lot of money, or at least enough to be worth looking for. I don't look for stuff if it's not going to be worth money. I mean, if it's worth $5, I'm really not going to look for it. It's going to have to be worth close to 100 or more before I'm going to take the time. That's why I'm taking the time here, because I know these have not been touched lately. They were wrapped, not at the bank, but they were wrapped wherever the bank uses to wrap these. Probably a local bank somewhere. So I know that no one's actually looked through these particular rolls, but the coins could have been looked through in the past and then just re-rolled. So there's no guarantee that I'm going to find anything. But I just wanted to clarify what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for right here. Okay, this particular double die from the Philadelphia Mint. And the thing of it is, it's very time consuming to do this, because you're looking for in this area here. And I can use my loop and go through these and one by one and try to get them focused, let everybody look at them. And it's just going to take forever to do that. And you can tell that this is not a double die, and I'm not going to go through them like that. I can actually tell, with the naked eye, whether any of these are double dies or not. But when you're looking through coins like this, you're going to see plating issues. You're going to see struck through coins that don't have part of the letters or date. You're going to see lines on the coins from either the roller marks or just from the plating or from the planchet. There's a lot of little minor anomalies on these. A lot of reflective doubling you'll see. It don't mean anything. You're looking for that double die. You waste your time looking for the anomalies and you'll never get anywhere. So we're going to look through these. I'm going to speed it up so we can look through. And you're going to be able to see this. I mean, this is magnified even with, probably more than 10x actually being in this video. I know some of them don't look very clear, but you can tell if it's going to be a double die or not. So you can see the unevenness of, that's just the way they are. See how the reflection of the light is on that. Looks like a bunch of little beads on the surface, a bunch of little lines. That's completely normal. And there's the designer initials, VDB. That's on the shoulders there. And there's a little plating thing. That's the thing. This is what I want to show everyone. You see that little through the Y and the T and then across to his neck? That is a plating blister. It's just an elongated plating blister. And so is this up here. And that's what I want everyone to realize when you're looking at these. You're just going to see stuff like that. If you think it's cool, that's fine. Go ahead and collect it. But it's not going to be valuable. It's not one of those things that you want to post in the groups all the time. And you can see more lines coming through. Plating blisters, plating issues. Sometimes the letters will look a little thicker because of dye deterioration or because the plating's a little thicker. It's got to look like the picture though. It's what you're looking for. You got to keep refreshing your memory, going over to CoinFacts, going to Wexler's Double Die, Coneca, Variety Vista. Buy yourself one. Buy one. Buy an example so you can see it in person. Some more plating lines you can see. Look at those plating blisters. I mean, technically they're minor mint error if you think they're cool enough to collect, but you want to label them as plating blisters and you want to let people know that you could probably burst these with a toothpick. And that's what happens. Zinc rot, these burst in circulation from being worn down, and then the zinc inside starts to corrode, and then you'll see like whiteness on a coin, grayness on a coin, and then it turns black. And then a lot of people think when it's around the date that there's a mint mark here, there's a mint mark on the cloak or something like that, but it's not. It's just the plating blister that burst. I see that a lot. Oh, look at those plating blisters. I mean, they are kind of cool. I mean, in a way that it make different shapes. Like I said, you see how many I've found so far, and I've not even went through the half of this roll. And as you can see, some more lines on the coins. Those are normal. So as you can see, a lot of people, they see this kind of thing and they think that, and here's their on the reverse, you can see some lines. Don't get me wrong, there are things as like trail dies, but these are not trail dies. That's not what trail dies look like. It's not what feeder finger scrapes look like. We're looking for the double die. We just get ourselves distracted trying to figure out what's going on the coin. We want that double die. We'll spend all this time looking for other things. And I know people are new to this and exploring, but if you really want to find things and you want to make, like some people want to make some money, then you need to focus on what you're looking at, not the anomalies. Because I'd went through it before too. You think I haven't been there before? Oh my goodness. I mean, when you first start looking at eBay and back in the late 90s and 2000s, oh my, man, they're just, it's bad now, but I mean, you had people putting stuff up and I thought that they knew. I mean, I was kind of naive in my late 20s, early 30s. I was thinking that, people that put stuff up there, they had to know. They probably knew more than I did. They're probably from California. They must know, they must be dealers and know things that I don't. And I didn't know. I'm from a small town. First time I logged on and got on eBay and I was looking at all the coins, I was like, oh my, these people are, man, there's all kinds of money out there. And I really was overwhelmed with it a little bit. I had to settle down though, because my background told me that something's probably not right here. because I would buy a few things and I buy a few rolls. I've not really mentioned it in my videos because you kind of forget the moment that you were in whenever you first get on eBay and you start looking at all this stuff, and you realize that just because someone's selling something online don't mean they know what they're selling. They don't know what they have. Doesn't mean they know what they have. Doesn't mean they're honest. You know, I mean, like I said, it's part of being naive from my part to think that, you know, because I just didn't know. And realize that they're just people that started accounts like I did. That's why they're selling on there. You know, it's not because of anything else. Okay, so we got these rolls. We'll go through these. And a lot of times you just tear out the end and they'll come out. It'll be perfect. So, and you know, a lot of people thinking, man, you probably got some high grade coins there. I mean, they're probably gonna be worth a lot of money. Well, you can check that out as well too. I mean, it's easy. Should I send them off for grading? I mean, that's what we're looking for there. But I mean, what about just a regular 1995 without anything? So 1995 without a double die, I'm gonna have to have a grade of 60. Was it 68 before it's gonna be worth sending it off? Now, if I send a bulk submission and get some 67s, I'll make a little bit of money. But it's just not hardly worth it. I mean, how much time do you got to spend to find a 67? I can hardly find one. Most of the coins are going to grade 66 and 65 in these rolls. And that's just the way it is. I mean, if you not even sending the annex is worth it. You're not going to sell them for that much. You might sell them for $5. If I did get 69, well, that'd be great. But I mean, you know how hard it is. There's probably only one. And this is the thing I tell people. You look at the populations of these, which I hit the wrong link there. But if you look at the population of the 95, and you can go over and see how many have been graded. 185 and 68, 42 and 67, and there's only one graded 69. There's a better chance of finding the double die than that. So do you go with the averages? I mean, you should go with the averages. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I can look through these and try to grade them, but man, I just better off just taking all three rolls and just submitting them as a bulk submission. And it's going to cost me a lot of money, but that's about the only way I could think of doing it. So what I'm doing is I'm looking through these rolls a little differently than I did the other one, and I'm just going to go through them really fast because the video gets to be really long. And you know, if I find something, I'm going to, you know, obviously it's going to be a eureka moment. And these here are the 1995D. So I didn't notice that's not on the actual thing. It just says 1995. So I've got some D's here to look at, which, like I showed you before, there's worth a little bit more. If I could find a double die. I want to show everyone this one here. You can see lines. You see that? That's not a double die. Okay, that's strike doubling. Maybe a little plating issue, but it's definitely not a double die. See, now you can't see it. Now, a lot of experts call it reflective doubling. But I also want to show you, since we're looking at this main part here, since we have some 95Ds, let's take a look at those, because I didn't know that these rolls were the 95Ds, Nymphermints. I thought I was looking at Philadelphia, so we definitely want to look at what this double die looks like. We want to look at the red, because the red example is what we have. So the difference is that you're seeing no Liberty, but you're seeing the "In God We Trust," the motto. So we'll definitely want to download that picture, and we want to see what it looks like. This is what you're looking for. The "In God We Trust" is doubled on the D. Not so much the Liberty. The Liberty is more doubled and more obvious on the 95 Philadelphia. So that's the difference, and there is a difference in these, and it has to look like this if you want to find this particular one. Another roll. This is a plain, so what we call plains Philadelphia. So I'm going to go through these real quick with you guys. You won't be able to see them as well. But you got to be fast. You got to be a fast roll searcher. You don't get stuck on things on the coins. You just don't want to do that. I always put them to the side too. Get them in the rolls. Get them going. Go through a handful and then Do it again. It's hard for me to keep them focused in here. I'm all over the place when I'm doing this. But you see how shiny they are? They're not proofs. They're just, the dies were a little more polished, maybe a little earlier die stages. Now, you know, you can see the lines. They're going to have a lot of reflectivity on them. But it looks like to me, these rolls are just not going to be the double dies in them. So we have one more roll. And a lot of people are like, why aren't you wearing gloves? Well, for one thing, my hands are grease-free, cleaned. I've not ate anything. I don't smoke. I've not handled anything, and my hands are dry. So I'm okay with handling it. The thing of it is that once I open up and put gloves on, start handling these coins, the gloves get dirty, and then I'm just passing on dirt onto the coins too. If they were proof coins and I was removing one proof and putting it in an album or something, that's one thing. But as far as wearing gloves concerned, you can go to coin shows. You don't see dealers wearing gloves when they handle coins. You also don't see the grading companies, which is really a big deal because they'll grade thousands of coins a day, or at least, you know, a week, and they do not wear gloves. Okay, that's for that reason, because you just can't handle so many coins and then expect them to stay pristine. You're going to get something on them on accident, at least if you keep your hands dry, free of grease, free of oils and things like that. They make soap for that. They make Dawn dishwashing detergent is perfect for that. You wash your hands in it, make sure your hands are dry, and then you can handle coins, and you will not harm your coins. I've done it for years. I've done it for 20 years. If 20 years don't prove that I'm right, then I don't know what to tell people, because yes, you can sneeze on them, breathe on them, and things like that, but touching them will not hurt them as long as you don't have the oils on your skin. So what I'm doing is a little bit, I'm going to look at this last roll. I didn't find anything in the 90 other two plain Philadelphia rolls or in the Denver roll. So I'm going to look at these really quick, and then I want to show you the 95 double die that I do have if I don't find one in this roll here. And as you can see, they have a lot of plating issues. We can get real close on these coins. And I've got my camera. Now see, this is another thing that people really get confused. You see that mark above the 9? That is a contact mark from another coin's edge. I see people posting these in the groups as well. And the edge of another coin hit that, and it made it look like that. A lot of people think that's a die gouge. A die gouge would be raised. And on both sides of this coin, the metal had to go somewhere, so you're going to see some raised area on it, but it's like a ditch witch going through the coin or your earth. The earth has to go somewhere, and it piles up on both sides of that ditch. The same thing with contact marks and scratches. It will raise on the sides, but not in the middle, and that's definitely into the coin, definitely. Now people ask if spotting on coins actually lowers the grade at the grading companies. It can, but even if this did grade high, the spots would hurt the value. It might as well not even be the grade. So yes and no. I've seen coins spotted that were in holders. They could have spotted afterwards, but these do have some spotting on it. Like I said, not every roll is the same. As you can see, each roll has some of their own characteristics. Some of them have contact marks. Some of them look shinier than others. It just depends on when they came from the mint, what die stage they were, and how they were handled, and things like that. But doing it this way, pretty fast, you can actually see the coin really well. Like I said, I don't roll search very much anymore, and I definitely have never done it on camera like this before. So forgive my different techniques trying to figure out which one works the best and to keep it as quick as possible and try to speed up the camera a little bit. Well, there we go. There we go. Here, let's look at this. We don't have any double dies, okay? But I want to show you this one here, because this is something that you see on coins often if you go through enough rolls. See all those lines, die polish lines? It's not been cleaned, but two dies must have clashed together, and they're removing the clash marks on the obverse especially. But yeah, you'll see stuff like that all the time. So now let's take a look at my double die, my 1995 double die that I actually own. This double die came in over the counter, and it is the Philadelphia Mint. It is spotted. It's used as an example here. It would probably grade AU 58. And as you can see, the Liberty is doubled. And not only that, it's thicker. That's what you're looking for, that focus on the Liberty when you're looking at these, because it has a certain appearance to it. As you can see it right there. A certain distance from your eyes. A lot of people don't know how to use loops. They don't know how to use magnifiers, and so they think they have a microscope. But I'm telling you, anything that will magnify a coin is fine to use. And it'll do very good with that. But you got to have that loop up to your eye. Then you have the coin at a certain distance. It's a distance thing. So I recorded this video in 2 sessions. It took me a while. Ran out of time to do it the other day. Yesterday, actually. So I finished it today. So I have my High State shirt on today. Spirit Day. I'm ready for the game tomorrow. So thanks for watching my latest video. I hope you learned something. If you don't know about double dice, I just had to teach you a little bit of something, and that's what this video is about. And also a little bit of anticipation that I find something. Well, I found a lot of cool things that I could use for teaching. A lot of things that people could see and watch the video. No double dice, unfortunately, but hey, that's part of the game. I'd probably go through a whole bag and not find any, but that's okay. So please like, share, comment on the video, share this video especially. It really needs to be shared. That way people can learn about the 1995 Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark double die, and as well as the 1995 Denver double die. And all the little anomalies you shouldn't be looking for. With that, have a great day.